you're looking to buy or sell a lake home, this type of sale may not be as straightforward as a normal in-town sale.
Which is why Bryan Buhr, a Lakes area expert and real estate agent at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties, is here to talk about what to watch for when buying or selling a lake home. Welcome back to the show, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Sounds like things are going really well.
Yeah, things are going well. We've been listing a lot of properties, and it's been fun.
What should I be looking out for if I'm going to buy and or sell a lake property?
Yeah, I mean, and you're right. So it is a lot different than when you buy in town. The main two differences are, in town you have city water, city sewer. Out in the lakes, usually that's not the case. You'll have your own private well and a private septic system. And how well those systems were constructed, how well they've been maintained is going to dictate how long they'll last into the future and, kind of determine the value of your house. So those are two big things to watch out for.
So when you're talking about septic systems, then how can you tell if it's a good or a bad? I mean, what do you do?
Right. So fortunately, most counties, they have inspectors that are registered with the county, and they'll come out there for a fee, of course, and they'll inspect your septic. And they'll basically give it a pass or a fail. As long as you pass, you'll get what's called the certificate of compliance. And that's like your golden ticket for a lot of people throughout the transaction. First of all, a lot of the counties are going to ask that you have your septic system up to date when you transfer the property, or at least a plan to get it up to date soon. The buyer is going to want to know, if they're spending a couple $100,000 on a property, they're going to want to know that, hey, this system's working, it's going to work for years to come. And even if you're in a county that doesn't require it and a buyer doesn't care about it, most likely there's going to be a loan on the property, and either a lender or an appraiser is going to want to see some sort of certificate of compliance that your septic is in good working order. So if you're going to list a house, just do it right away. I mean, it's unavoidable. Just have that thing ready to go. It just cuts down your days on market. It makes everything just go a lot smoother.
Let's talk about long-term value of my lake property home. What are some things I should be focused on there?
Yeah, the big thing to think about is the rules. Always follow the rules, and it's not as straightforward as in town. Every lake is classified differently, and depending on how your lake is classified is going to dictate, what a minimum size lot needs to be to build on, how close you can build to the water, how tall you can build. Those are all things that will greatly affect your property value. And then beyond that, just like a neighborhood in town might have an association with their own little set of rules, a lot of these lakes have lake associations, and those their rules are going to kind of dictate how the properties around you are going to look, which can really help your value quite a bit.
So are there any landmines that a lake area real estate expert like yourself can help the buyer know about?
Right. Well, beyond, the well and the septic and all that fun stuff is, unfortunately, lakes aren't rectangles. So a lot of the lots are irregular shaped, and a lot of these lots have been held on by families for 80, 90, 100 years. So those old surveys are kind of vague, and they may not meet today's standards. So having someone that can look at a legal description and say, hey, this is something that's cut and dry, yeah, this is going to be easy sale, or this is something that there might be some issues. There's vague wording like, 115 feet plus or minus. Goofy stuff like that just doesn't fly today with today's legal descriptions, and it's stuff that needs to get taken care of.
Most importantly, man, how do people get a hold of you?
Yeah, the easiest way is by cell phone, just by texting 218-850-2004. I also have my own personal website. It's www.fargotothelakes.com. So F-A-R-G-O, the word to, thelakes.com.
Yeah,
Nice.
Now's the time for it, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, this weekend is when everything kicks off, and and you notice there's a lot more North Dakota plates already showing up around the lake, so it's awesome.
Good to see you, man. Great
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, stick around. Much more coming up right after this.